When is your positive dog trainer not positive?
Very good question because we look at the dog in front of us. We can tell if the dog's enjoying the moment or not. Is the dog happy? What are you noticing about your dog? Sometimes Judy and I see posts that other positive reinforcement trainers put up or videos, and the dog is not happy, and that really breaks our heart a little bit.
Oftentimes, what we're seeing is we're seeing behaviors that are done that are not necessary and are done in the name of controlling the dog so that the dog does something that appears to be the behavior of a dog that's behaving when really the dog is kind of stuck and they're miserable. Quick example of that is sometimes when a trainer will have a dog position themselves on a bed or a mat and stay there and the dog's miserable. Is that really positive? I personally don't feel like that's positive. What about you, Deb?
Not at all. I actually had a client who had a different positive trainer out. She told me, which really hurt my heart, she told me that if she asked her dog to stay in place on his mat, he would stay there for an hour.
No dog should stay anywhere for an hour.
Nobody should.
We're going to talk about one of the most sad things that we've seen. But first, I want to remind you to subscribe, like, and share this channel. Debbie, tell me about the most disturbing thing that you and I have seen happen in the name of positive training that wasn't really positive.
Over and over and over, we see dogs who are made to go to their place until they're released. I really think that people, if they learn from a trainer and they hear that the person is a positive reinforcement trainer, they think that this just must be acceptable and something that they should teach their dog to do. But we want you to know that dogs know that we're the only ones that can get the cookie. We're the only ones that can open the door. We do not need to do things to show them that we're in charge.
Well, in training methods, we know there's physically harmful training methods, but we should also consider what is emotionally traumatizing to the dog. And that can be over controlling the dog, making the dog do ridiculously silly behaviors, bunch of sits, a bunch of downs, a bunch of stays. So we want
Right.
to always consider what is that dog emotionally going through. You don't have to physically hurt. You don't have to be using equipment that's physically harmful. But you do have to look at what is the whole picture and what is going on inside of that dog.
100%. In one of our other videos, we talked about making a dog sit before crossing a street and how crazy that is. How many times a day do you want to sit, or should somebody tell you to sit? Or maybe your knees hurt, or maybe it's cold to sit on the ground. But it's a request that really shouldn't exist when you're out on a walk because you can say, wait. And even though we talked about that before, it really goes along with what we're talking about today.
Remember, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right.